Hi everybody, welcome back to the Chasing Psychological Safety video series. This week we're here to talk to you about how exciting it is to see just how much we're seeing psychological safety cropping up everywhere we look. We're seeing it in job ads, we're seeing it being used at the beginning of huge projects that people are launching, we're seeing it being used in the dojos, we're seeing it being used across transformation projects. It's an exciting time, particularly at the end of 2020, to say that it is now gathered so much momentum that it isn't going anywhere. Psychological safety, absolutely as it should be, is here to stay. We're seeing leaders empowering themselves and their teams using the idea of psychological safety, and we're really seeing it resonate strongly across all kinds of different industries.
Yes, indeed. We're seeing it crop up everywhere, like Fiona is saying. That's amazing news. It's been a lot of work. It's taken us quite some time to get to this point. Not only our work, obviously, we came to the party quite late. There was a vast body of work before us, in particular the three bits that we always refer, which are obviously Professor Dr. Amy Edmondson's work, which is the body of all we have in terms of research in psychological safety. Then obviously Google's results from Project Aristotle, and then the pivotal moment that was in our eyes, the Accelerate report, which put it on the map with technology companies. And we think maybe this is why we see more and more job ads referencing it, which is a really good indication that it has it is now fully embedded in the practices of some teams, in particular when it comes to technology-driven enterprises, which is great news. Obviously, there are some growing pains. We see with it a little mushroom culture of, if you wish, frameworks and models and various voices that are attempting to establish themselves as the panacea answer to psychological safety, which is nice and the normal type of need and tendency. Probably very unlikely that we're going to be arriving at anything that's scientifically proven to have to be truly the way that we can move psychological safety from zero to existent in a team. Most likely that what this is always going to need, no matter how much we dig at it, no matter how much more research we put into it, it's always going to remain at a level at which the team has to do the work, just in the same way that irrespective of how much more time and study we put in the study of human psychology, we're not going to end up with therapists moving a person or a couple from one point in their mental health or their mental well-being to another one on their own without their participation, without their work. That just in the same way you're not going to see it in teams where anyone can give you a model or a framework and tell you what the stages are to end up being a psychologically safe team. It's always going to come down to the team doing the actual work and being given the data and the tools to do that work. This sounds a little bit contradictory from our side because we have this playbook in the software. We offer step-by-step ideas as to how people can improve various components of psychological safety. We don't think it's contradictory at all. Those are always just models, just examples, just there to spark a conversation and get those teams' creative juices flowing so that they do a lot more of this work on their own. But really encouraging to see it everywhere. It looks like next year is going to be the year that people are going to understand they need the support in terms of tools and the support in terms of data, but they are willing to put the work in terms of the human interventions that they need to do themselves as a team. So yes, we're very excited for what's to come ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that we've really noticed, and we've been doing this, Australia, so we may not have come to the party right at the beginning, we've certainly been deep in it for the last few years, is that now perhaps the time has come for us to move beyond the frameworks and the methodologies, beyond the frameworks that allow us to talk about the different steps, whatever it might be, of a concept like psychological safety. Enough work has been done, enough energy has been put into it, enough passion has built up around this topic in huge organizations and small organizations at the team bubble level, everywhere we look. And now is the time for us to move beyond that. Now is the time for action. And Dwayne has already talked about tools and measurements and data and really starting to dig deep into what's available for us to work with to make psychological safety a reality. And we've seen lots of teams doing lots of different things. We spend a lot of time researching what different people are doing around psychological safety and coming up with our own ideas, such as the playbook. What we do know, though, is that taking action is the only way forward at this stage. And taking action isn't straightforward. It doesn't follow a linear step-by-step process. Taking action means wading into the messy environment that is people. But it might be messy, but it is incredibly rewarding and valuable to work in that space and to build trust and psychological safety in that space. So what we believe is that we've come this far and so much action is already being taken, but now the world is ready for us all to move forward, with action and with purpose, intentionally. And it won't be straightforward. And the sort of work that we do isn't straightforward. It doesn't, cure all straight away. It takes time and it takes effort, but over time, the rewards are huge. So that's where we're at right now. Hopefully you'll come with us on the journey. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.